Ciao a tutti, come state? Benvenuti sul mio canale. Welcome to my channel, everybody. It's Saturday here today and everything is good. Alright, so let's get into this video. So, you're thinking in your mind like this. You're thinking like this. Should I come to Italy even though there's a pandemic going on around the world? Should I do it? Should I not? You're thinking this a lot, all right? It's going through your mind because you want to move, you want to come to Italy. Why not? All right, guys. So, I can't say to you yes and I can't say to you no. Some people have asked me the question, should they do it or should they not? I can't say yeah and I can't say no. It all depends on you. Okay, it all depends on your mindset. It all depends on what you're coming there for, what your intention is, everything like that. I've been watching some YouTube videos with people that have actually moved during the pandemic, whether they've moved for school, university, or for a job, or they just moved to move because they just wanted to move, okay? I've seen it both ways. I've seen a little bit of struggle. I've seen some people that are okay. So it just literally depends on you. Depends on you and if you're prepared enough. And I think preparation, guys, is the key for everything. If you prepare yourself, you can conquer, okay? You can be okay. All right. So I've got a couple of questions, a few questions to ask yourself. And I'm going to ask you the questions and I'm going to answer the questions, okay, as well. Some of the questions as well. All right. So, so you have to say to yourself, all right, last year, before the pandemic, you was thinking, I want to move to Italy for this reason, that reason, every other reason. Maybe to come here to have fun or to do something like this, to meet new people. So you have to ask yourself the question, am I in focus? Please. Let me just sit like this, sorry. You have to ask yourself the question, why am I moving? Why am I moving? Guys, get a pen and get a paper and write down why. Okay, what's the reason why? It could simply be like me, I moved because I wanted a different life. I wanted to you know, immerse myself into a different culture. I wanted to do this, I wanted to do it could be for those simple reasons. But is it the time to do that now, guys? That's the question. Is it the right time? Is it the setting for me to go to another country, to immerse myself into the culture, for me to do? Is it right? Is it the right timing? Maybe it would have been the right timing 2 years ago when things were normal, when people were out, when people wasn't wearing masks, etc., etc. So these questions, you've got to be asking yourself these questions. What is the reason why you're moving? All right, so as I said before, some people are moving to go to university. Maybe moving to go to university, that's fine. You have a purpose, you have to go to university, you do it. But I must say, moving away to a different country to go to university can be challenging, never mind in a pandemic. It can be challenging, guys. I went to university when I was 19 years old and I left and I went to London, a university in London. You know, it was my first major outing to a different country, to a different city. And where it was good, it also had its difficulties. So also you have to prepare yourself. You have to just prepare yourself as much as you can to move, okay? Set yourself up for success when you're going anywhere. No matter if you're going for university, if you're going for work, just try to set yourself up and put certain things in place in terms of being homesick, what's going to happen in the pandemic, you know, set up your connections with your family of when you're going to voice message. No, babe, that's not the right word. When you're going to FaceTime, just get things in place to make yourself feel better, because I know that some students are here and they're not exactly socializing. They're spending a lot of time in their rented apartments or in their halls of residence and they're not particularly socializing, and that can be quite depressing in itself. So just bear in mind that in mind, okay, guys? Just plan, okay, and just think about every other option. Think about everything from a different angle. You know your personality and you know what you can deal with, okay? All right, so yeah, so I said you could move to Italy for example, you're moving just because you want to, because you want fun, you're sick of the country that you live in, you're sick of the UK, and you want to be in a different country. Okay, fair enough. Number two, you're moving for love, for work, you've got a contract with a new company. Okay, there's all these different things, and maybe you're just unsure at the moment what you need to do. Ask yourself the questions, go through it in your own mind. Is it right for me? Is this particular time okay for me to do this? Is it all right for me to move here? Does my body feel like it's a good timing? Because for some people, guys, it can be great. For others, you know, as I said before, not so great. All right, so social, meet new people, a new life. This is if you want to go social, if you're coming there for social reasons and just to change things up a little bit, mix up your life a little bit, meet new people, dance, talk, drink, eat. Right. In this situation, are you really going to be doing that? That's the question you need to ask yourself. How much of this am I going to be doing? At this moment in time, guys, I can actually say quite little. Okay, if you want to make new friends, probably I would say it might be a bit difficult in this period because, you know, a lot of people, you know, they're covering their face, they're scared to socialize, they're scared to talk. It's just, you know, home, work, home, then go to work, home, then go to work type of, you know, society that we're living in right now, where people are not really particularly mixing that much. So if that's your reasons to come here, you have to think about that. If you already have a group of friends here, again, even if you do have a group of friends, and unless you're moving in with them, it can pose difficulties as well, guys. Because and now we have another lockdown, guess what? You're not going to be able to socialize with those people, and you're going to find yourself alone in a different country, alone. All right. So meeting new people, if that's top of your list, it might not happen. Coming there to, you know, learn a new language. Right now, the language schools, a lot of them are not really open. They're doing things online. So that, again, might not be a valid reason to want to solely come here. You know, some people go do like a month's course and do a month's course and they come to Italy for a month and they, you know, immerse themselves in the culture. They get a taster of the culture, the country for 1 month. But at this moment in time, I don't think companies are offering that right now. So a lot of things are done online. So even if you were to come here, you'd be still online. You're not going to be meeting people. So that's something you need to think about as well, guys. All right, if you're coming there for work, what can you do? You have to come there for work. But all I would do is ensure, guys, that the job that you are signing up for, you've dotted the T's and you've crossed the I's. Okay? What I mean is that this type of job that you've come here for is secured. You've secured the job. Otherwise, when I first came here, I believed that my company that I worked for wasn't 100% entirely honest with me in terms of the duration of the contract. We signed contracts with different, but they was not entirely honest with me with the duration of the contract. And I was there for a period of time, and then after they said that they lost the contract and they didn't know. They didn't know they were going to lose the contract and they lost the contract. So it left me in limbo, it left me unemployed. So all my point is to just make sure that if somebody wants you to work in Italy and they say you could come to Italy now in the pandemic and I want you to work, just make sure that all the T's, all the I's are dotted, okay? That's what you need. That's what just make sure that you're safe. If they're offering you housing, make sure the housing is secure. Just make sure everything is secure because, you know, guys, unfortunately there's some people that even though they know it might be a pandemic, even though there might be a pandemic going on, but their needs will outweigh your needs. If they need to fill a gap in their workplace, they will call you over from the UK. They'll call you over from America to work, and knowing that they've only got 6 months left on that contract, knowing that they've only got 1 year left on that contract, knowing that that contract might expire soon. Okay, so just ask questions and ask more questions. Okay, so if you are coming for work and you just have to come because, you know, your job is fine and you know, you've got a job working at Ferrero Rocher, good, you know, if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do it, guys. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, next one. What did I say? Move from... Okay, so if you want to move, if you're thinking, oh, why am I moving? And part of the reason is because of this pandemic. I'm fed up with this pandemic. Guys, I have to let you in on something. We have the pandemic here too. It's going on here too. I know in the UK things have got crazy and got a little bit out of hand in terms of the numbers and stuff like that, but we also have the pandemic here, guys. And back in March, the summer, the spring of last year, the numbers are crazy here. We were one of the first cities that got hit hard with the pandemic, guys. So just know that if that's the reason why you're wanting to move and you're in haste and you want to move, things have got better for us. Things have got better for us here in Italy. So if that's the reason why you're in haste to move and you're like, I just want to go, I just want to be out of there now, just know that things are going to get better where you are in your home country. Things are going to get better, and just believe that this day shall pass, this too shall pass, and it will pass, guys. It will pass. So don't let that be your only motivation to want to move to a different country, to move to this Italy. If your life is okay, then everything else is good. All right. So in terms of, some people might want to come here, you might have planned to move here for love, you already was in a long distance relationship, your boyfriend, your girlfriend lives here, or you just want to come here and you want to meet new people. You live in your own country where you live. It's hard, the dating scene is rough, so you think to yourself, this is the new year, I want to meet somebody, I want to meet somebody new, I want a new change, I want something new and fresh. Is this the time? Though it's a good idea, but is it the time? Question, is it the time? Are you really going to meet somebody here in this period? In this period when everybody's trying to run, everyone's trying to hide, are you going to meet? It can happen, but that's questions you need to, fill out. If you are coming there for love, just make sure that, you're sorted. Basically, you're sorted. Okay, you've organized everything, you've got your healthcare situation solidified. Basically, you know if anything was to go down, you'd be able to communicate with a doctor, you'd be able to or your partner will help you to communicate with a doctor or somebody like that. Okay, just don't come here blind, all right, especially in this pandemic, right? Because anything can happen. There's many people that didn't have COVID yesterday and they've got COVID today. So just make sure that no one is really exempt from this virus, and just make sure that if anything was to happen, you know what to do, or somebody in Italy will know what to do to help you. Somebody that you're moving here for, your lover, will help you, your boyfriend, whatever, your girlfriend, whatever. All right. So what's next? Fresh start, new year. I know I couldn't imagine if in 2019 I was thinking, no, 2018 I was thinking, I want to move to Italy, and you planned for it and everything was going right, and you this was your plan, this was your aim, you saved the money, you learnt the language, but then boom, now you feel like, God, what should I do? And you just want a fresh start. It's a new year, you want a fresh start, and you're just fed up of where you are and where you're living. Guys, that is a difficult one. If you're in that position, it's a tricky one, because the situation is, we don't know if things are going to get better. No, I said that wrong. We know things are going to get better, but we don't know to what extent and when it's going to get better, when it's really going to improve to the point where our lives are going to get back to normal in some way. It will never be as it was before, I don't think, but somewhat normal, where you can go out, you can socialize, you can meet new people, you can enhance your life, like that. So I don't know. So if that's the place that you're at, you have to make that call, guys. If you just want a fresh start, you saved the money, you've got this, you've got that, blah 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 blah, you have to make that call. All right, you have to think in your mind as well, okay, I want to come to Italy. Are you wanting to come here long term, or you wanted to come here short term in this pandemic situation? Right, in the pandemic, long term or short term? Think about it, because I think things differ. If it's short term, you don't really need to probably take things as serious. Well, you still need to take things in terms of healthcare and having enough money just in case. You do need to take things quite seriously. You still need to research. Things are a little bit different now than if you were to come a year or two ago. Okay, in terms of coming here to have fun, or coming here just to be in a different country, I mean. So think, is it long term or short term? what are you coming here for long term? Could long term, could short term possibly turn to long term? Because sometimes, guys, long term, short term can come to long term if you meet somebody. Who knows? All right, okay, I forget about it. I'm a romantic. All right, so yeah, that's basically that. Long term, short term, I said it already. I know because I think I watched a YouTube channel where somebody came to Italy short term. They just rented out a place, you know, rented out an apartment, and they just wanted to be somewhere different. In the pandemic, maybe, you know, things are getting very stressful where you are, and you just move to, they came to Italy, and then they just, you know, had an apartment in Italy, basically. I'm not really sure how they do it. I just came across this channel, and they were living fine. They were living fine. They just wanted to change from their surroundings that they were in before. You know, some people don't mind, they find it difficult to be in a stay at home under lockdown in their own country, but maybe in a different country they might feel a bit better even though they're in lockdown. I don't know, it all depends. Everybody is different, guys. So all right, so another question you have to ask: what if I get COVID? What if I get COVID, or, you know, what if somebody in my family gets COVID? How am I going to deal with that? Okay, just like anybody would have to ask. Yeah, things are going to be different if you get COVID, or you in a different country, or, you know, things are going to be different than it is probably in your own country. It depends on all the levels of COVID that you get. You know, some people have COVID and they're okay. Some people have COVID and they have to go into hospital. So just ask yourself that question, guys. Okay, all right. What if it's possible? It's not impossible. What if a family member gets COVID? Are you able to deal with that mentally? Do you know what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to, maybe not be able to fly if new restrictions, are put in place. You know, we won't be able to fly to see them. But either way, even if you might be thinking, even if somebody does get COVID, I can't visit them in the hospital anyway. So if I was even in the UK or it's in my home country, you can't visit them in the hospital, so it doesn't make any difference where you are. Think about it. Just think. All right. Okay, I said that already. If you're home in some people might have the mentality, if I'm already at home in my own country, why not just stay in an apartment in a different city or in a different country on a beach or something like that? Fair enough, if that's what you want to do, your mindset. If you have the internet, because a lot of people are working from home now. So, okay. Yeah. Can I wait? So another question is, can I wait to move? Can I wait until the summer? Can you wait? That's the question. Can you wait? Is it going to make any difference if you wait? What will change if you wait? I don't know. Maybe the COVID situation will get better. Like I said before, a lot better. Or maybe not. You have to ask yourself the question, am I prepared to be alone 90% of the time? If you're already a loner, it doesn't matter. But if you're a very social person, then it might make a big difference in your life, guys. So again, you need to answer that question. Can you accept the fact that things are going to be slower here? You know, if I'm honest with you, if you're moving from somewhere like the UK, you will notice anyway that there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done on a normal day, never mind with the COVID situation. So you have to ask yourself the question, do I have the patience for things to be moving a lot slower because of COVID, even slower because of COVID? In terms of finding maybe an apartment might take longer. Signing up for a doctor's might take a little bit longer. Just bear that in mind, those things might happen. Do I have the patience for it? It's a question you need to ask yourself. Patience is very important. What if I get a job and get laid off? This might be another question that you need to probably answer in your mind. If I get a job and I get laid off because of COVID-19, what can I do? Do I have something in place? What will I do? You know, either A, either B. Maybe I'll change city. Maybe I will I will look for a different company just in case. Maybe I'll have enough savings, I'll save up enough money so they can keep me even if I do. You know, maybe I'll take out some type of, I'll take a loan from my sister, my mom, just in case. Just have those things in place in your mind. I hope that you won't get laid off anyway. Are you, I said already, are you prepared to live a slow life? Okay, rent house, live in the south. Yeah, some people might want to come here and say they want to live in the south of Italy because you know, the temperature might be a bit warmer. But you also need to bear in mind, you know, in some parts of Italy the healthcare system is better than in other parts of Italy. So, you know, keep that in mind, that we're in the pandemic situations going on. What are the hospitals like in the south compared to in the north, or whichever city that you decide to go to? Yeah, so I know that it's crazy that I'm talking so much about, you know, the COVID and what might happen, but it's something that we need to kind of factor in. Yeah, it's you know, everywhere in the world is experiencing difficult times, guys, and Italy is no exception. Okay, I literally don't know what the economy is going to be like after COVID is happening, because in many places the unemployment rate was high before, guys. So I just can't imagine what's going to happen after COVID-19 as the results of COVID-19. But anyway, I'm probably going to do another video about that. So that's what you got to bear in mind. Is Italy, is Italy the best place to come in terms of, for you, in terms of, you know, wanting to get ahead, career and stuff like that? And, you know, bear in mind everything about COVID. Just do some research online, guys, and just check things out. Check things out in your field of where you want to live, your field of work, etc. Right now, I would say for teaching, if you want to come in to teach, right now is probably not the best time to come, because it's, what month are we in? It's February right now, guys, and the best time for the teaching to come is the normal intakes of when people hire teachers is mostly generally September and January. Why I say January is because some people get the teaching job in September, they find that they don't like the school that they work in, and then after Christmas they generally tend to leave. So there's generally some type of space, gaps in January, so people tend to recruit again in January because people have left, if you understand what I mean. So all I would say, if you're coming there for teaching, it's probably not the best period in time, because the next intake for teachers, people will start recruiting in the summer, but you were not going to start until September anyway, so it's probably not the best time for that. If you're coming here to work online, life is hunky-dory. Do you have money, guys? Do you have money? Just money in general. Do you have enough money to keep you where you feel comfortable, where you're not going to be having anxiety at night? You're not going to be unable to sleep because you feel like you don't have enough money, okay? Yeah. More is better, of course. All right, cross all the... Yeah, all I would say now is just make sure you just have everything in place, and make sure you've got confirmation of